Hello, everybody. Okay, today is the 15th of March 2016, and after 4 days, 20th of March 2016 will be the beginning of spring and also Persian New Year Nowruz, and all of us are happy about that in northern hemisphere. In southern hemisphere, right now, I mean the 20th of March will be the beginning of the fall. So because Nowruz is coming, I would like to start this lecture about Rumi, which is the second part of my lecture about the Rumi, with a poem from Hafiz about the Nowruz. First, I cite the poem in Persian, then I translate it, and I try to be fast. Okay. نفس باد صبا مشفشان خواهد شد. عالم پیر دگر باره جوان خواهد شد. این تطاول که کشید از غم هجران بلبل تا سراپرده گل رقص کنان خواهد شد. اور نعره زنان خواهد شد. گر ز مسجد به خرابات شدم خرده مگیر. مجلس وعظ دراز است و زمان خواهد شد. ای دلر عشرت امروز به فردا فکنی مایگی نقد بقا را که زمان خواهد شد. گل عزیز است غنیمت شمریدش صحبت که به باغ آمد از این راه و از آن خواهد شد. مطربا مجلس انس است غزل خوان و سرود چند گویی که چنین رفت و چنان خواهد شد. Okay. نفس باد صبا, he says the wind bring the smell of the flowers because it's passing from the flowers, so the smell of wind will be so nice. It smells like perfume, like cologne, and the new and the old world become young again, becoming of Nowruz and spring. And this unhappiness and sadness that the bulbul had from the separation from the flower. Bulbul is a kind of bird like canary. Like canary is a small bird and singing very good like canary. I can say he or she is like canary, and he likes flowers too much. All of the time around the flower in the park, in the garden, all of the time singing around the flower, and they say he's in love with the flower. And okay, Hafiz says the sadness and unhappiness, big unhappiness that Bulbul had from separation from the flower during the winter. He's flying, dancing, and dancing and singing to the flower, near the flower, around the tent of flower. گر ز مسجد به خرابات شدم خرده مگیر. If I went from the mosque to the bar, okay, if I went from the mosque to the bar, instead of praying, I went to drink wine, خرده مگیر. Don't blame me. مجلس بعض دراز است و زمان خواهد شد. You are speaking too much, and it's a long speech, and time is passing, it's late, I should go, I cannot wait all the night here. ای دل عشرت امروز به فردا فکنی مایه نقد بقا را که زمان خواهد شد. My heart, if you do not be happy and do not enjoy your life, I mean if you do not drink wine or you do not I don't know what you do as fun, if you don't do that today, who will guarantee that tomorrow you are alive? So do it today. It is what Hafiz says. مایه نقد بقا را که زمان. Who is guaranteed that you are alive tomorrow? It is cash right now. Tomorrow is credit. So do what you have as cash. گل عزیز است غنیمت شمریدش صحبت. Flower is so dear, so take advantage and speak with the flower and take advantage of flower. That she came to the garden from this road and she will go from the other road. It means we know that the life of flower is not so long and in spring, and they don't remain for a long time. مطربا مجلس انس است غزل خوان و سرود. It says the singer or player or whatever. It is a friendship gathering and all of the good people are happy here, and so sing something good. غزل is kind of poem. چند گویی که چنین رفت و چنان خواهد شد. چند گویی که چنین رفت و چنان خواهد شد. How long you want to speak about the politics, how long you want to say who will be the president or what happened there or something, just forget them and sing something good. Hafiz wants to be happy. I think all of us wants to be happy. No rules. Okay. So we go to the main topic. I mean, yeah, I need to explain about several things. First, you know, the literature of Iran, I think, is orphan in the world. You know, the literature of Iran is so rich, so rich. We have great poets, and even the Persian language is the language of poem. The people that they are working about literature of Iran, I mean, Western countries from America, from Europe, all over the world, they know that, and they know that they are witness for that. It is so rich, but unfortunately unknown in the world. I think the people just they know maybe Rumi in America, Khayyam in England, and Hafiz in Germany by Goethe. But again, it's unknown, and it makes a lot of difficult. I mean, this richness, at least for me, because I know that I have read some of them, and it remains a lot, and I am sure that I won't find time to read them. We have at least 5, 6, 7 big poets like Hafiz, Sadi, Rumi, Khayyam, and let's say Ferdowsi, which is biggest according to me for the literature of Iran, and Jami, Sanai, many. So, and also it makes difficult if you want to introduce the literature of Iran, which one, and also we have contemporary poets that they are great. So it makes it difficult, but I chose right now Rumi because he's famous in United States, and I want to give some information about him if I have any. And there is a story, you know, there was a kid in elementary school. His teacher said to him, or her teacher said to him, say A. He said, I don't know. He said A. I don't know. And finally said, it is easy. He said, I know it is easy, but if I say A, then B, C, D, E, E, F, then I must read, then I go to the higher levels and then higher school and university, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay, I said the A about Rumi, and Rumi, you know, there are many things about Rumi that must be explained, and I didn't know that I will receive a lot of, not lot of, about some questions about Rumi that I am going to explain about them, and some of them remains for other lectures, and I would like to do that, and I'm happy that I said the A, so I go until the A, no problem about that. Then something else that is important for me, you know, the emails. When I introduce this email to my friends, I send the email for many people that they receive that, and I see about 232 people. They open the email and they watch the video, but on YouTube it shows just 33 people, and I guess they just opened the video on their email and they didn't go to YouTube. So YouTube just shows 33 people, and it's important for me because there are people that they are supporting these videos, and they want to know exactly how many people they have seen these videos. So please, just on the right side, click on the YouTube and watch on YouTube, that YouTube shows the exact number of the people that they have seen these videos. And also, please, if it is possible, don't download the videos, because you go and see with some friends, and it shows. It's important for me and the supporters to see how many people really see these videos. It's important, so please do me a favor and watch it on YouTube. It is possible for you. Thank you very much. And the other, okay, we are going to questions. I have 3-4 questions right now, and I answer. The other remains for other parts when they are related. Right now I'm not reading them, so be patient, please. I read them on due time. One of the questions one of my friends asked, how Buddhism had influence on Rumi, though Rumi left the path when he was just 6 years old. So it is a good question, I think. 6 years old. You know, I have read several times, and I'm sure that's correct somehow. When we are child, our physical construction of brains is forming, right? I mean, peptides that they are connecting cells to each other, they make a physical construction according to what here and what we see, whatever happens around us, and we receive them. So it makes a physical construction, and usually we cannot change this physical construction throughout our life. Later, almost it's impossible to change this physical construction of peptides. is not easy. You can change it later, but it's so difficult. It's so difficult and painful, and also painful. So it doesn't happen for many people. So Rumi, when he was in Bath, and he was very young, before 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, his physical construction of peptides between cells constructed and formed, and later I believe it never changed. And I show you later poems of Rumi that we see the ideas of the Buddhism in it. It is so clear. You cannot deny that it's not Buddhism. It's so clear. It's Buddhism. You can see that in some of the poems of the Rumi. You can see the ideas of Buddhism. The other thing I said, he is one of his main teachers was his father, which was an Arif. Okay, his father was a very knowledgeable man. I said his title was Sultan al Ulama, means king of the knowledgeable people, and they don't give this title to somebody that doesn't know. They have given to him because he was a very, very knowledgeable person, right? Ulama is the plural of alim, and alim comes from el. So, I'm not going to speak etymology. Do I like etymology? He was the king of the knowledgeable people, his father. It was the title of his father. So he learned a lot, learned from his father, and his father was an Arif. And I said that there are many similarities between Irfan and Buddhism. Okay? And I said that some of the main centers of the Buddhism it was in the center, in the south, in the east of Iran, in Bath, Bamiyan, right, and other places. So he was indirectly under the influence of Buddhism by his father. And also we know that Rumi was an Arab. And I said there are many similarities. There are some similarities or many similarities between Irfan and Buddhism. So at least from 3 ways, Rumi was under the influence of Buddhism. And I don't know that he knew himself that he is under the influence of Buddhism or not. Because sometimes we don't know, sometimes we know. I don't know. But I think that Rumi's ideas was a combination of Islam and Buddhism and some other things that we will speak about. Okay, let's go see what we have later. Okay, the meaning of, we speak about the kamikaze. Kamikaze is a Japanese word, is a combination of 2 words. Kami means sacred or divine, and kaze means wind. W-I-N-D. W-I-N-D. When the Mongols, they wanted to attack to the Japan in 1281, August 1281, in the time of the Kublai Khan, in August, and it was a strong wind, and it broke the ships of the Mongols, and the Japanese saved. Okay, and they called it kamikaze, means divine god, a divine wind, sacred wind, and they use this word also in World War II for the aeroplanes, pilots that they were attacking to the American ships with the aeroplane directly, right? So it is about kamikaze, and you can check it yourself on Google, Okay. And the other question is, who are the official interpreters of the religion? Okay, who are the, Mufti. You hear the Mufti, the Grand Mufti of the Saudi Arabia, or Grand Mufti of the Al Azhar University or Mosque in Egypt or Saudi Arabia, and there are many people in Pakistan, all over the Islamic world. You hear the name of these people. They are people that they are official interpreters of the religion. They have been in official schools, in official universities, religious schools, and they have high official rank, and they are protecting religion of the people that they are giving other interpretation of the religion. And all of the history, we see the fight of these people with other people, and many times they give a decree, religious decree, that this people is out of religion and must be died or whatever. They don't permit you to have any idea about the religion, because they say you change the religion. Religion, it is not exactly what you say, you give a new interpretation, and so they don't. They are fighting with that, and I am sure that you have heard that they said this person is out of Islam. He's not Muslim again because he says something that we don't have in Islam. So you can say Mufti, and they have different names in different Islamic world, and they are protecting religion from the people that they are giving different interpretation from religion. That they believe it is not in religion. Yeah, and especially Arab people, they had this problem with these muftis all over the history. We see, and many of them were killed by the orders of the muftis, the Arab people. Okay, so muftis are the official interpreters of the religion, and they have different names in a different Islamic words. So I use this word to cover all of them. Okay, we go from there. And some of my friends had problem about the story of the merchant and the parrot. They said I was not eloquent enough, and I didn't say a story exactly what happened. Yes, I accept that. Sometimes I'm speaking so fast and I don't say all of the story. I think it is clear for me, so it is clear for everybody. No, I'm sorry. So what I want to say, the story, a merchant wanted to go to India. He asked everybody, what do you want to bring as gift for you? Everybody asked something, and his parrot asked him to go to the forest in India and ask other parrots that are here in the cage, what should I do to be free? And this merchant went to the India and asked parrots. When he asked the question of his parrot from other parrots in the forest of India, one of the parrots fell down from the tree and died. Merchant became so sad, but he came back, and his parrot said, okay, what was the answer to my question? He said, when I said your story to them, one of them fell down from the tree and died. Right? Okay, the other day, when merchant came back to the parrot in the cage, he saw that his parrot also died. He became upset, angry, upset and sad, and finally he threw away the parrot out of the cage. When he threw away the parrot out of the cage, the parrot was not dead. In fact, he pretended it pretended that it is dead, but was not, and he flew to the tree. And merchant said, "Oh, what happened to you?" He said, "Parrot said, I pretended that I am dead." He said, "How did you do that?" And the parrot said, "The parrot who died in the forest in the India, it taught me how to do that with its dying." And okay, I have written these poems from the RUMI's book to read here and say exactly what happened. And what I want to say, the story of parent, Tutti is parrot. Tutti is parrot. The story is a symbolic story. It's a symbolic story. Parrot is the ghost of human being. Ghost. I don't know soul or other things are the good translation. Ghost. You have seen the movie of Ghost. I think about 15 years ago we had a movie Ghost, and it was a beautiful movie. You see the ghost separating from the body of this banker and goes and walk away. It is ghost. There is something white, something like that. So it is ghost. According to this movie, I say ghost. I think these people, they knew what does it mean exactly ghost. So ghost is tutti. The parrot. Ghost is parrot, and the cage is the body of human being, right? So our ghost is trapped in our body. I will speak about the ideas of Rumi later, what he means exactly, but here I need to explain that he thinks that our ghost, which is by God, our ghost is the ghost of God, right, is trapped on our body, and we need to be free from this cage, which is our body, and again come back to the God. Inna lillah, inna alayhi raji'un. We are from the God and we are coming back to God. And where is the forest? Forest is the symbol of the paradise. For India is a beautiful city, and in ancient times it was many people use it as to resemble to the paradise. So this parrot asks the parrots that they are in paradise. This ghost asks the ghosts that they are in paradise, how should I come to you? And they show to him. to eat to this parrot, die. If you die, then you come to us, you come to the paradise. So it is a symbolic story. I think here Rumi doesn't know himself what he says. Because we see many times that Rumi uses these symbols for the ghost, for the body, and the paradise and everything. But here he says this story. But finally we see the other conclusion that I think it is not a real conclusion. Maybe he doesn't want to say the real conclusion, and also he doesn't want to say die, because committing suicide in Islam is forbidden. I mean, it is haram. You cannot do that. If you do that, you go to the hell forever. You shouldn't commit suicide. You are not supposed to do that. Maybe he doesn't say that, so he's giving other conclusion to the story. I mean, so I read the conclusion. I say what he says, what he gives at the conclusion. I read it in Persian, and I have abbreviated. It is not all of the poems, just few poems, and I translate it. گفت طوطی که به فعلم پند داد که رها کن لطف آواز داد زان که آوازت تو را در بند کرد خویشتن مرده پی این پند کرد. یعنی ای مطرب شده با عام و خاص، مرده شو چون من که تا یابی خلاص. دانه باشی مرغکانت برچینند، غنچه باشی کودکانت برکنند. دانه پنهان کن به کلی دام شو، غنچه پنهان کن گیاه بام شو. Okay, he says, the parrot, the merchant asked the parrot, what happened? How did you learn that? She said, and the parrot said, they showed me with their action, with their behavior, they showed to me what to do to be free from this cage. They said to me, just forget the beauties of singing and speaking, because we know that a parrot could copy our speaking, some of them, and in many Irfan books you see that they resemble human being to the parrot, and because of that they choose parrot to see the stories of this kind. Don't try to speak and sing. They showed to me that don't try to speak and sing. زان که آوازت تو را در بند کرد, because your speaking put you in the cage, because you are speaking and they say, okay, parrot could speak, and they put you in the cage. And also about other, we don't keep crow in the cage. We keep canary and the birds that could sing, and parrot also because could speak. خویشتن مرده پی این پند کرد. I died after this advice. They showed me how to be free from the cage, so I pretend that I am I'm dead. یعنی ای مطرب شده با عام و خاص، مرده شو چون من که تا یابی خلاص. The parrot in the forest said to me, you are speaking with everybody and showing yourself. Die if you want to be free like me. If you want to be free like me, die. Don't speak too much, right? Don't sing, because people they keep you in the cage because you are copying to speak. دانه باشی مرغکانت برچینند، غنچه باشی کودکانت برکن. If you are like sick, like wheat, like barley or something, the birds are coming to eat you, right? And if you are bud, rosebud, the children they are going to take you from the garden because you are beautiful. So you are beautiful, they are coming after you. دانه پنهان کن به کلی دام شو. Hide the seed and became like a trap. Don't be seed like barley, like wheat or whatever. Be trapped. T-R-A-P. غنچه پنهان کن گیاه بام شو. Rose, hide your rose, your bud, your rosebud. Hide it. Hide to be like a flower. Become like a vegetable over the roof. There are, I don't know, you cannot see here, but in Eastern countries you could see some worthless vegetables, something like that, over the roof, that people they don't like it because they don't smell good and they are not beautiful. It says become like that people they don't look at you. Nobody is after you because you are not beautiful and you are not smelling good. Okay, here again I said I have abbreviated not all of the poems. در پناه لطف حق باید گریخت، کو هزاران لطف بر ارواح ریخت. He says we must escape to the grace, to the kindness of the God, because he put thousands of good things I mean kindness to the ghosts. Arwah. Arwah is the plural of ruh. Ruh is ghost. But arwah, again, it's symbolic. But finally, it comes to the origin. What he means. He's speaking about the cage, parrot, India, or whatever. Finally, he says arwah, ghost. He uses the arwah as a plural of ghosts. Ghosts. Arwah is ghost, and ghost without s is ruh. Finally, he comes to what he wants to say exactly. So it is symbolic language. It is no parrot. It is no cage. It is no India. It is just coming back to the God. If you want to be free, just die. Come out from this body. Of course, he is not suggesting to die. I mean to commit suicide. But just he says dying is just releasing of your ghost, your ruh, and going to the God if you are a good person. And in continuation of the same story, we have Hajago fi amanillah qura. The merchant said to the parrot, go in the protection of the God. Go, God helps you. Marvara aknun nemudi rah to. You showed to me what to do. I mean, the merchant said to the parrot, you showed to me how to behave. I mean, I learned from you. خواجه با خود گفت که این پند من است. راه رو دیدم که این ره روشن. Then the merchant, big man, said to himself, I should do the same. This is a good road. This is a good way. I should do the same. And it is a light road. جان من کمتر ز توتیکه بود. I am not less than parrots. I am merchant and I'm a human being. I'm not less than parrot. جان چنین باید که نیکو پی بود. I should do the same because it has a good end. Finally, I go to the God. Okay. We will speak about that. I will speak about that later. About this coming back to the God and why Rumi speaks like that. Okay, then some friends they asked me to introduce the books of the Rumi. So of course they know the name of the books. They want me to give some to explain the books of Rumi. Rumi Masnavi Manavi. I think his two main books, Masnavi Manavi and Divan Shams Tabrizi. Masnavi is a kind of poem, okay, that they are using for citing, for saying long stories. And it's a simple kind of poem. It is 2 by 2. Masnavi means 2 by 2, something like that. I'm not going to speak about etymology again. For example, every 2 verses have the same melody. So it is simple. You don't need to do the same in 4 or 5 or 6 or something. Just 2 by 2 you go down. Okay, and this book is a simple Persian. I mean, if you have high school diploma, you can read this book. It's not a difficult book. I mean, the language is so simple and he is not speaking complicated. He's not speaking complicated. It is not like Hafiz that it is difficult to read even for PhD people. It's difficult. Hafiz, so it is wonderful. It's beautiful. It's amazing, but it's beautiful. Though all of the Persians they like Hafiz more than everybody else, but anyhow, for example, Hafiz is difficult. It's so beautiful and difficult. He is the master of the language. But I think Rumi is a religious person. He doesn't care about the beauty of language. He wants to say what he wants to say. We must consider Rumi as a person that cares about the meaning, not beauty of language, beauty of the poem. So it is simple. I mean, everybody could read the books of the Rumi. He knows Persian, just high school or even less than high school. Everybody could read that, and it's simple and could understand. It's not difficult. And what else I want to say? We have the other one, Divan Shams. It is about 36,000 verses. The Masnavi Manavi. Manavi means spiritual. So we could say the kind of the name of the book, a spiritual book, something like that. I'm not exact. I don't do the exact translation because it makes it so complicated and too much time I need. According to Rumi, it becomes Masavi 70 man کاغذ شد. Rumi himself says if I want to say anything, then it becomes about 210 kilograms book. So if I want to explain everything, then it is I need a lot of time and makes a lot of videos that I don't think it is funny, right? Then it is 26,000 verses. This one, Masnavi Manavi. The other one is the book of Shams of Tabriz. Shams was his master. It is about 36,000 verses, and we have Rubaiyat. Again, is a different kind of poem, and we have the prose writing, not poem, from Rumi. One of them is Fihe Mafi. Fihe Mafi is what he said, and then his student wrote that. And we have Majalis Sab'e. Again, it is his lectures. Was written with his students. And we have Maktubat. Maktubat, it means writings. And it is his letters to his friends. So, his books are Masnavi Manavi and Diwan Shams Tabrizi. And both together, it could be about 62,000 verses. And 99% of them are Persian, fortunately, so I can read them, and Turkish, and also I can read them if they are in Persian alphabet. And few of about I think 1,000 verses are in Arabic, again, okay, and some Roman, I think. It's so the main body, 90% are Persian, and it makes a lot of problem between us and Turks and other people, because the Afghans right now, they claim, and I think they are right, because he was born in Bab, that the Rumi is Afghan or was Afghan, and Persian says no. he's Persian because he was born in the Persian city, and and his book is in Persian, his language is in Persian, and Turks say no. He came to the Konya. That Konya is a city in the Turkey right now. And he married here. It's very important where you marry. And yeah, if you marry with somebody from other country, then you will find the nationality of this person according to Grand Master Dr. Parisi, Professor Parisi. Then then yeah, he married in Turkey, and he lived most of his life in Turkey, so he's Turkish. There is a big fight over him. And I think he's a universal man. I will cite his poem later that he says, I'm not Eastern or Western. he doesn't accept anybody or any place as his nationality. Anyway, what I want to say, I forgot what I want to say. Yes, his book in Persian. 90% of his poems are in Persian. Though he says, I know Persian and Arabic, but his books are in Persian, though sometimes he use something Arabic just as a saying or something. Okay, so we know what is the books of the Rumi. Okay, there was a question about the methodology of the research. What methodology I am using, or what methodology must be used? Okay, when we are when we are doing research about somebody, we need to know what is his name. It's important. I say what is. Why it is important, who is his father, who is his mother, where he was born, what was his idea, what was the idea of his father, what was the idea of his mother, what was the idea of the people that they were living around him. He was living in which century? Was he sick? Was he healthy? Was he a big man or short man? All of them are important. In methodology, all of them are important, and we must consider all of them. And if he has a writing or poem, what he has said, and what he has not said. We must consider all of them. And okay, we go to his name. His name is Maulana Jalaluddin Muhammad Balkhi Rumi. Maulana means our master. Okay, so it's title Jalaluddin. Jalaluddin means majesty of religion. Okay, so his father was wishing for his son to be majesty of religion, to be somebody very important in religion, right? And it's the Arabic name. So he chose that his father was very religious person, and we could consider the same to the Rumi, right? And Muhammad is the prophet of Islam. And then somebody put the name of the prophet on his son, so he likes the Islam and the prophet of Islam. So it is the second. And we have Rumi. What is Rumi? Rumi, you know, Rome. I mean, Rome is Rome, but not Italy. You know, we had two. Okay, let me explain that. Rome, you know, the Roman Empire. It was, Constantine. You know, when they wanted to, when we had Persian Empire and Roman Empire. Okay, they were fighting a lot of times with each other, and it was a kind of fun, you know, for these empires, right? So several times uh, uh, in time of Constantine and before Constantine, several times Persians defeated them badly. I mean the Romans, and sometimes they did it. I mean later. Just I'm not be proud of Persians. Just I say it happened. It was happened historically in that time, and then they decided to transfer the capital to the Byzantine, which was a village near the borders of Iran in that time, and to make it easier to fight with Persians in the time of Constantine. And you know this city in the Turkey right now, Istanbul. The real name of the Istanbul is Constantinople. The name of the city is Constantinople, and in 1453 Sultan Muhammad the Conqueror captured or occupied or conquered or whatever you call the city in 1453. The real name is Constantinople. Then later changed it to Istanbul. And it's a very beautiful city, and I suggest you to go there and see the beautiful churches and mosques there. Anyway, uh, so Byzantium or Byzantium Empire. I mean, and in 395, Theodosius separated the Roman Empire to the Eastern Empire and the Western Empire. And Eastern Empire, I mean, it changed the Christian world to two parts. And, these parts started to the Greek literature and language and other things. It is so complicated. I'm not going to speak about that. Just I am saying in that part of the world, they were calling this part Rome. Turkey, I mean Turkey and other parts around the Turkey, they were calling Rome. And it was Eastern Rome, Byzantium, Byzance, it had different names. So because movie went to Konya, which was in Rome, in Eastern Rome, of course in that, it was, they were calling him Rumi. You know, in Persian, when we want to say, for example, somebody, I don't know, from a city, for example, if you want to name somebody by a city, we say this person, for example, is from Rome, Rumi, from Balkh, Balkhi, from Michigan, Michigani, from I don't know. Just we add a year, then we show this person is from here, right? Or Americai, or Irlandi, or Hollandi, something like that, or Irani, for example, like that. Just we add a year. So Rumi means his title because he was living in Konya. They were saying him Rumi because he was living there, and Balkhi because he was born in the Balkh. They say Balkhi. It means that he's from Balkh, and Rumi means that he's from Rome. You know, and you know a lot of titles because everybody wants to claim that he's from my city. He's a great man. Everybody wants to attach to him, right? So it was about that. And let's go to see what I want to say about him. Okay, about Shams of Tabriz. I think there is an exaggeration about the Shams of Tabriz. Shams of Tabriz or Shams of Tabriz was a master of Rumi. I think he met him when he was 35, 36, 37, something like that. And he followed him all of his life. There is some exaggeration about the Shams. Shams, it is true that he was an important person, he was a knowledgeable person, but there is a lot of polo. I mean, polo means exaggeration. I don't think we have, no. I mean, just he was a master. He was a knowledgeable person. Too much exaggeration about Rumi and the Shams, and we have we have Morad and Morid. In Irfan, we have a Morad and Morid, and Morad means the master, and Morid is a student. Rumi was a student of the Shams of Tabriz, and he was following him. Just that. I don't think Shams was something supernatural or something. Just he was a knowledgeable person. Okay, though I said the question, I answered the question. I hope that I answered the question. So we come back again to the things that shape the character of Rumi, right? And I know this video will be longer because some of my friends, some of the people that they are watching this video, they asked me to speak more, and so I apologize if it's so long, but I try to finish it in 10 minutes, and I will come back later for the part 3, part 4, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, or 5 we finished. Okay, I said that the factors that shape the character of the Rumi, one of them were Mongols, that they attacked to the most of the cities of the Asia. We know that they captured China and they captured Iran, and we know in that time Iran and China, they are the biggest countries and the most powerful countries of Asia. China as the symbol of civilization in the east of Asia, and Iran as the symbol of the civilization in the west of Asia. And I can say the history of China and Iran is the history of fight between barbarianism and civilization. All of the time, these two countries, they were under the attack of the people that they are coming from desert. They were living in desert. They didn't know, they didn't have any idea about civilization, about the cities, about just they were living them. They were living there, and it was so simple for them to plunder. Plunder was so simple. Plunder is better than is much easier than building and making. Yes, you plunder, you take the things of other people, and people were living in cities. I mean, they became lazy. I know they were eating good foods and they were sleeping in good places. They couldn't find with these people that they were coming from these deserts. And many times they attacked Iran. They ruined all over Iran many times. And just I think the heavy and important culture of Iran, which shaped during the 1,000 years of being superpower, helped Iran to continue until this time. If not, we were like other civilizations that disappeared during the history, and there is no name of them. Just China and Iran. You know, this Great Wall of China is just for protecting the people of China in front of the deserters, that they are coming from the desert, and they were just coming to kill and plunder. And we have the same wall, but of course it's much smaller in the Iran, in Gorgan. Remaining, the ruins of the city remains, and it has different names. Sad Secondary, just different name. We had it, but it was not so majestic like the China would, and maybe because of that, I mean, we are less. I mean, we are not a big country according to the power, and something like China. Maybe we didn't have a good wall. Anyway, these two countries are the symbols and the representative of civilization in the east of Asia and west of Asia. And all of the times in the history, they had problem with the people that they were coming from the deserts. So in that time, Mongols, they started to attack 3 times. They attacked to Iran, China, and I said to Japan, and they ruined. I mean, you have the movies of World War II, World War I, you could see, but in that time they really ruined. I mean, they were really ruined. I mean, when we read the reports of historians, it's so sad. And also poems. I mean, as a historian, I use, and other historians use the poems as a source of history, because I mean, it's a poem, and it's difficult to change. It's difficult if you change one word, maybe it doesn't have the melody that it should have. So poems are the source of history for historians. So it is. I see many sad things about this period in the books of poems, and also historian. And because of some of my friends, they wanted me to read and translate and name them who said that. So I am going to speak about the time of Mولوی, and it's very important to know why Mولوی is such a person. If we don't know the time of the Mولوی, we cannot speak about it. Okay, I start from the Hafiz. One of his poems, I read and I show how it's disappointing. It is. I am calling this time and this literature and poems disappointment. Poems of disappointment. Poem of disappointment. You know, when I read these poems and history books about this time, 13th and 14th century Iran, I remember the poems and cinema and literature after the World War II, during World War II and World War One. The disappointment literature, I would call that. You know, you see we have Samuel Beckett we have in Europe Samuel Beckett with this theater, Waiting for Godot, Godot, Waiting for Godot, that all of us, we have seen all over the world, and also in Iran, and also Eugen UNESCO. I don't know what is the real translation, real pronunciation in France. I don't know that. And also we have Harold Peter and this kind of people that they started absorb literature, absorb theater after World War II, because these people, they were so disappointed about the nature of human being, what they have seen in World War II and World War I. We have Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus and also Kafka. These people, you know, disappointment literature, it is what I am calling them. These people were so disappointed about the nature of human being. And we have also Ernest Hemingway, American writer. So the same we have in 13th, 14th century in Iran. I don't know about China because I don't know Chinese, unfortunately. So I start with a poem from Hafiz. Cinema, of course, Hafiz is 1 century after the Mongols, but again it remained, it continued. I showed to you that it never stopped. For 2 centuries we had the same problem. After the Tamerlane, it was 2 centuries of disappointment. Okay, with Hafiz, and it makes me sad. سینما لامال درد است ای دریغا مرهمی، دل ز تنهایی به جان آمد خدا را همدمی. چشم آسایش که دارد از سپهر تیز رو، ساقیا جامی به من ده تا بیاسایم دمی. زیرکی را گفتم این احوال، بین خندید و گفت صعب روزی بوالعجب کاری پریشان عالمی. سوختم در چاه صبر از بهر آن شمع چگل، شاه ترکان فارغ است از حال ما کو رستمی. آدمی در عالم خاکی نمی آید به دست، آدمی در عالم خاکی نمی آید به دست، عالمی دیگر بباید ساخت پس نو آدمی. Okay, I'm going to translate that, and it's very sad. It's a good example of the age of disappointment. My heart is my heart is full of pain, and there is no cure for that. I couldn't find any cure for that. I am so upset about that I am alone. Please, God, send me a friend to me. There's nobody that I could speak. سینما لامال درد است ای دریغا مرهمی. چشم آسایش که دارد از سپهر تیز. Who is thinking about being comfortable in this situation, from this age, who is thinking that will be comfortable, who is thinking to have some happiness. ساقیا جامی به من ده تا بیاسایم دمی. Oh bartender, give a cup of wine that at least I could have some comfort in this way. زیرکی را گفتم این احوال، بین خندید و گفت. I asked a smart man, a wise man, see this situation. What do you think? He smiled and said, صعب روزی بوالعجب کاری پریشان عالمی. It's a very difficult day. صعب روزی, it's a very difficult day. It's a so surprising situation. پریشان, it's a world in chaos, you know. پریشان عالمی, all world in chaos, and it was by the attack of Mongols. سوختم در چاه صبر از بهران شمع چگل، شاه ترکان فارغ است از حال ما کو رستمی. He says that I am waiting and I have two patience. I have patience or I'm impatient for the on شمع چگل. Chegel was the name of a city in Turkestan, and I think it was the birthplace of Tamerlane. And the situation is so bad that Hafiz wishing Tamerlane comes and helps, and we know that Tamerlane himself was like Mongols, and he ruined again. And Shah Turkan فارغ است از حال ما. The kings of Turkan, which is Tamerlane, he means Tamerlane, he doesn't help us. Who Rostami? And Rostam is the legendary Persian hero. I am speaking about the Rostam later, maybe when I want to speak about Ferdowsi, but altogether Rostam is a legendary Persian hero, like I don't know, like Hercules, something like that. Big, strong person, and legendary all of the time, helping Persian nation, Iran nation. And this is so disappointed, as I read before. آدمی در عالم خاکی نمی آید به دست. آدمی در عالم خاکی نمی آید به دست. عالمی دیگر بباید ساخت از نوع آدمی. Adam, you know Adam and Eve. In English, we say Adam and Eve. You know, the father, the ancestor of the human being. In Persian, when we say this person is not Adam, means he doesn't have the character of a human being. He's a bad person. Huh? He's not Adam. Adam must have good character. So when we say Adam, we mean, if somebody says to me, be Adam, means be a good person. Okay? آدمی در عالم خاکی نمی آید به دست. We cannot find Adam in this book. It's so disappointing. آدمی در عالم خاکی نمی آید به دست. عالمی دیگر بباید ساخت. We must build a new world and create a new human being, new Adam. It's so disappointing. Okay, I think this video became a little bit longer, and I would like to finish it right now, this part 2. I'm trying to be faster and come back maybe once a week. I give a new lecture and finish these videos on time. Thank you very much for watching that, and if you have any question, please just send an email, and please watch these videos on YouTube, that I could see, and also sponsors could see how many people watch this video. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and happy Nowruz to all of you.